this last time. There we go.
Yep.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, there's snow, satellite, middle of nowhere that I live. That's what happens. So I got the meatballs on, that's all you missed. Put the presses back on, turn the heat down to medium. Now, as far as our pasta water goes over here, this is the new Multipot. This, watch this. It goes right in here. It rests in here like that so that you can do what you need to do. If you were stirring it, you could do that. I'm putting this whole thing of pasta in here. So this is the steamer insert. It's collapsible. Check out that Caribbean chicken rice bowl video that I did the other day because it's phenomenal. And you'll see there we go. So this just sits right in here. As soon as that pasta starts to get kind of soft, I'll shove it down in there. And then it only takes a couple minutes and then I can just lift that right back out. Boom, it's a strainer. I love it. So I like being able to get things done all at once. You could actually, if you wanted to, like I cooked the rice the other day for that dish in the bottom of this and steamed the chicken in the steamer right above the rice. So the steam from the rice cooked it. It was phenomenal. So we'll just put this right back on there and we'll just let that cook for a little bit. Also serves as a boil over if you want to do it that way. Now back to our meatballs that we have going on over here. I'm going to grab a trivet really quickly. And then I will move these around. So I'm just going to give them a quick flip over. Now if your presses get kind of hot, you can also use these are called microwave grips, but they're great for gripping these as well. And just kind of lift them off. You'll see I'm going to flip them over. You get these gorgeous grill marks on there. If you wanted to use a spatula, you could, you know, just a turner. We have the new colored ones that are really pretty. And these, I mean, seriously, 4 or 5 minutes on each side and you're done. They get crispy, kind of like a grilled burger. And then we're going to put them right into the sauce. So they're going to have a really nice texture on them. And we're going to put them, oops, oh, hey, get over here, be part of the party. We're going to put them right into the sauce and we're going to use the Multipot for that. And we're going to let them kind of finish cooking in there. So you see these are already almost cooked through. And that was only like 3 minutes. So I'm going to make sure, turn our heat down quite a bit. We don't want to burn them. You know, we just want that, see that beautiful grill marks on there? Exactly what you want. Grilled chicken on here, paninis, wraps, bacon. I can do pancakes, eggs, anything. It's non-stick. Pancakes go down in there and give you these grooves that are perfect for soaking up honey or you know, whatever you want to use on it. So I'm going to go ahead. I put them down to actually like a medium low, so that when the pasta's done, I'll lift that hot steamer out. I'm going to move the whole pot over here, put it on here for a trivet. I'm going to take that hot steamer out and just set it into my sink so that that pasta can drain. One myth that some people think is that you're supposed to wash pasta off. You do not, absolutely do not want to wash pasta off. What you want is you want that pasta to grip on to the sauce and hold it on there really, really well. Now for me, I am trying to lose a little bit of weight, and I love Zoodles. So if you know, my whole family doesn't necessarily love Zoodles, so I will mix them in with pasta and kind of do a half and half, or I'll just do some of them quickly for myself. They don't take long at all. And this is our spiralizer. All parts come apart so that it's dishwasher safe. And this is the blade. There's spaghetti on one side, and then I'm using the fettuccine side. Now, as you guys are most likely aware, zucchini is not in season right now in northern Michigan. So these are the zucchini that we get at Meijer today. So I'm going to cut this down so that it is the size that'll fit right into the spiralizer. And I'll show you exactly how this works. I want to give you a look at this pasta so that you can see that this is boiling right in here. This insert is boiling right in here. And of course we want to give it a bunch of salt. You want to have your pasta water. This is the only chance that can get to flavor pasta. You want to put quite a bit of salt in there. That's also what prevents it from sticking together. This is our gorgeous salt and pepper grinder set. So I'm just going to let that keep boiling in there together. And I was keeping the lid on just to make it go really fast for our demonstration here. Our meatballs are most likely done. I'm going to go ahead and shut them off. And that is partially because that pan has some carryover heat. That'll keep cooking them, and then I'm going to put them into some hot sauce in a moment as well. And again, we're going to do that right in that multi-pot because, I mean, hey, if you already used to cook pasta, take the pasta out. Always reserve 1 cup of the pasta liquid and put that in with your sauce, and that starchy pasta liquid will help it all cling together as well. And then I'm going to throw the meatballs right in there. Let the meatballs just cook in that sauce. It'll be awesome. Now, the spiralizer. So you take whatever it is. Zucchini, spaghetti squash, rutabaga, apple, cucumber, whatever you want to spiralize. And it does things from very hard, like a rutabaga or butternut squash, to very soft, like a cucumber. And you just put it in here, cut it so that it'll fit in there, push down. And then you just start turning it. You line up these little arrows, and it's so, so easy to use. Kids love this thing. My kids are downstairs right now. I have 2 kids. They are 5 and 2, and they love to do this. But you see these perfect noodles coming out of here? And even though, come here, noodle. I'm surprised my dog's not over here trying to eat them. But even though it was a smaller zucchini, these come out, and they are super long because it just keeps going. So I'll cut them up, and then to cook these, all I'm going to do is saute them on the stovetop in a nonstick pan, or throw them in with a little bit of hot sauce. You don't want to overcook zucchini noodles. You don't boil them. You just saute them in a little bit of olive oil, very lightly, with just a little bit of garlic or whatever, salt and pepper, for just a little bit. Because zucchini are already quite soft, and you don't want them to turn them mush because then they'll be disgusting. And really, part of using Zoodles is that we want to trick ourselves to think that we're eating this huge bowl of pasta, but really we're eating vegetables. So there's not the carbs that you have in pasta, it's obviously not the same sugar, and all of those things. Both of my parents are diabetic, and so I try to find different ways. I just feel like maybe, the DNA is stacked against me a little bit. So I try to find ways now to do some smart swaps. And I have an entire online party that the company just put out with a whole outline of smart swaps. Recipes and products and everything awesome. So if you're somebody that is still wanting a ton of Pampered Chef products, hosting your own online party might be the best option for you. We just got a ton of brand new training and great things that they've come out with. And I've done a little bit of what I've learned. I just got the certification yesterday. I've done a little bit of it in Sarah's party already. But there's even more just amazing things that they have it all set out for us. So I'm very excited for that. So our pasta is done.
Meatballs.
You see that it's all set. What's that?
Meatballs.
Yep, the meatballs I had already turned off. And our pasta is already done. Best way to check pasta, if it has still a little bite to it, is what you want. Al dente is the Italian term for it. It means to the teeth. So, seeing that it has just a little bit of chew still in there. Perfect. So, actually needs another minute. You don't want it to be chalky and gross. So, give it another minute or so, and then I'll take it out. Now, the good thing is, again, this pan, it is titanium, and it is dishwasher safe, and you can use metal on our cookware. This new cookware, not this one, but this new cookware, you can use metal on it. So it is what I call kid-proof, husband-proof. It's dishwasher safe. You don't have to be policing, don't use that in my new pans, don't use that. And the other thing is, you can buy one piece at a time. You don't have to buy a huge set of cookware. Any of these pans are sold individually, which I love as well. Now, our sauces that we're going to use leftover sauce that I had in my fridge, which is Meyer brand, tomato and basil. You don't have to do anything too crazy. And then a little bit of the sweet marinara one. Of course, if you've made your own sauce, like I tend to make sauce at the end of the summertime, early fall, where like you have plants with tons of tomatoes, or if you have a farmer's market. I've heard that Gaylord has a good farmer's market just like Alpena does. And you roast your tomatoes off and roast all your vegetables and make a ton of sauce and then just freeze it in jars. And then you've got it ready. And don't put meat in it, so that if you want to add meat, you can, but you don't have to. And it's good for spaghetti sauce, pizza, little pizzas like on pitas for kids. I mean, you know, whatever you want to do. So this is going to be, I mean, literally just about 1 more minute. I'm going to take it out. And we don't want the pasta to be too done, because then it's mushy and it gets gross. So it needed, you know, just like 1 more minute of boiling, and then we'll move the pot over here and we'll strain that pasta out, and then I'll pour my sauce in there and throw the meatballs right in there, and that's that. Really fast dinner in like 20 minutes, and that was still sort of making some of the meatballs. So I love this one as a fast go-to. And it makes a lot, so it ensures that you have leftovers. And with anything tomato, of course, you know, lasagna and spaghetti and meatballs, chili, anything that has tomato in it, it's always better the next day. So that's part of the reason I like to throw the meatballs right in the sauce. They get in there, those flavors get all happy together, and then the next day they're even more amazing. The other great thing about this is I'm a huge fan of makeover leftovers. I seriously want to write an entire cookbook called Makeover Leftovers. So this one, I like to do meatball subs the next day, because my kids are noodleaholics. I don't know about your kids, if you guys have children. I think I saw a couple of them in profile pictures and things. But my kids will just eat the whole rest of the pasta just by itself with a little bit of butter, Parmesan, whatever. So I always make the entire box of pasta. It'll get eaten in a couple days. The leftover meatballs with the sauce, though, mostly my husband and I are going to eat those. So you can warm them up for a meatball sub the next day if you didn't want to do this. Cook once and eat like 2 or 3 times off of it. Chop them in half, throw them on top of a pizza. And you can do a nice, you know, pizza that way. Fast, easy, simple pizza. You can do grilled pizza on this grill pan, actually, as well. So our pan, I'm going to move over. These handles are a little bit warm, but they're not going to burn me. Set that over there. Fits right inside of that large stretch fit silicone lid. And again, they're safe up to 450 degrees. So you can use those. Where are my little chompy things? Here's one. Oh, that's what fell. There it is. Thank you, honey. So this guy then, hopefully you guys can see this from over there, but this, you just use the microwave grips. Easy, easy, easy. Over there it goes. Grab these. Again, we're just going to reserve about a cup of it. There. Under here, that's way more than a cup. But the jarred sauces, I mean, they're like $1. They're an easy, cheap shortcut. There we go. Get this in here. And so if you don't have, homemade already done, there you go. Now, our spatulas, they're safe up to 428 degrees, these white ones. They're non-staining. They don't chip or crack. They last forever. Absolutely love these. These are a must-have. This is a skinny scraper. It gets right inside of a jar really easily.
Brittany Young asked, will the strainer sit up on its own, or do you have to hold it up?
No, if you want to go ahead, honey, and pan over there, you can see that it sits up by itself.
All by itself.
It's pretty sturdy, and it has metal in here. So you can also collapse, like when I did that chicken bowl, I collapsed one layer so that the steam had room to go in there. And it stays up completely by itself, even collapsed, which is really nice. So just stir this together so that it thins it out a little bit. But again, that thick, starchy water is going to make this sauce just perfect where it's that consistency that we want it, because we're going to fill it with all of these meatballs. So that's going to take up quite a bit of space. These are the executive, the large tongs. Those ones I used on the raw meatballs, so of course I have a second pair here ready to use on these. But check this out. They're not stuck on there. We'll put them right in here. We'll heat all of this up together. And then we'll put it right over our pasta, and boom, dinner's done. That's it. If you love vegetables, you could, of course, roast a bunch of vegetables and put them right in the sauce. I've done that a few times where I've roasted up some eggplants, some carrots, asparagus, just a ton of veggies and put it in there. I found that if I do that, and if I don't blend them in, my kids just sometimes freak out. So instead what I do a lot is when I make my own sauce especially, I blend them. I'll roast them and then blend them in a blender or in the manual food processor, which is right up there. So small that my kids have no idea that zucchini or eggplant or anything is in there. So put these all in here. Can you get a picture of that, please? There we go. I'll set these over here. And then we'll just turn it on to bring it just back to nice and hot. I mean, the meatballs are hot. Pan was hot. But just to get it right heated back up, and then we'll serve it right over that pasta. Now, in the meantime, these I'm just going to saute up on a little pan. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab out this new piece of cookware. This is the last thing I'll show you guys. These are stacked in here. You can see this cookware, it all stacks so easily because there aren't handles on it. So you can stack all the cookware in a little tiny space. And then the handles I store in a drawer. You push this little button, large button goes down, boom, it's on there. I mean, it's like, it's not moving, it's not wiggly, it is awesome. These are the new ones that are non-stick, and they're dishwasher safe. You can use metal right on here. All of that new executive cookware is that way except for the double burner grill pan. That's why it's on sale. But it's a game changer. I mean, you can do chicken breasts on here, 5 minutes on each side. You can do 2 pounds of chicken breast on that thing. I do it every Sunday, get it ready for the week. You have it for sandwiches, salads, everything like that. And you can also do, you know, your vegetables here, and then your fish or chicken or whatever you want to grill right there. So this is definitely one of my favorites. The Rock Crock is my #1 favorite. The double burner grill pan comes in a close second. And then this new cookware, of course, I'm over the top about because it's dishwasher safe too. So that is the new cookware as well. I'm just going to finish this stuff up and saute these in here. I will do a drawing, like I said, from all the names that were on here live. And I will share the winner of that in just a little bit here after we eat dinner. I thank you guys so much for being online. And please ask any other questions. I will be happy to answer. And I look forward to a couple more days of this fun online party. And more prizes, and of course more products and recipe videos and everything good like that. So thank you, Sarah, again for hosting our online party. Hopefully some of your friends want to have their own as well. And of course I do in-person cooking shows as you know, in addition. That's my normal side of it. But wintertime, thankfully we didn't plan the party for today because I'm sure Gaylord's getting hit pretty hard too. But you know, in-person cooking shows, live demos is my regular shows that I do. But if you live far away, an online party with a live cooking demo like this can be fun too. So thank you so much, ladies, and I look forward to getting to know you more in the future. Have a good night.